Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Aquarius energy. Um, we're going to talk about how people in high vibe Aquarius energy would be handling some life situations right now, and how people in low vibe Aquarius energy would be handling some situations now. If you're high vibe Aquarius, you're someone who tries to see things from the bigger picture. You have hope, faith, and belief in yourself, in your dreams, and love. You're willing to be emotionally open and honest and vulnerable and hardworking and dedicated and committed in your relationships, and you're willing to step outside of societal norms in order to bring needed change to your life and to your relationships and to the world. And people will reject you if they don't embrace that same way of being within themselves. If they are more liking to be the center of attention, they like everyone to orient around them. So basically, they're in their shadow nature, fearful, insecure, selfish, greedy, haven't learned the lesson about, I don't know, coming from love. They're going to reject you. So, before I started the reading, I also shuffled the Dark Shadow of the Soul Oracle, and we have emotional, affected, sentimental, hysterical, self sabotage, procrastination, comfort eating, negative thoughts, clingy, obsessed, codependency, holding on, and greedy, selfish, stingy, closed off. And the reason is because of gossip, insecure, snitch, and rumors. So, you know, I guess people who are in their shadowy energy would say that they're people who are right now, they, instead of aligning with self-love and belief in themselves and hope and faith and belief, they're more aligned with their mind, their fear, their insecurities, their pride, their ego. They don't want to be emotionally vulnerable in relationships because they get hurt that way. So they might choose to focus on their more materialistic way of living, because you can look and be viewed as being successful in the world if you have money, materialism, status, and image. And that way, you're still deemed successful in the world, but you don't have to maybe treat other people as you want to be treated, be open, be honest, be loving, but you can still be viewed as successful. So I also think people who operate from their shadowy side, if they're not willing to be open and honest and loving and emotionally vulnerable, they're creating illusions in relationships because they basically aren't seeing the illusions of their own fear of the world to go live their own authentic life. So we have the reason for the reading is a tower moment, meaning there was a major disruption in your life because someone was maybe a fool and decided that instead of learning their lessons and believing they could manifest their dreams into reality and choosing to aligning with love and hope and happiness and faith and all those good things, of having hope and faith and belief in yourself, those people decided to align more with their pride and ego side. And because of that, uh, whoever they had been working with in their life, the people who are emotionally brave and strong in high vibe Leo energy, they are people who temper their fearful, insecure side, their prideful, egotistical side, their self centered side. Those people are people who are bold and confident in their Aries energy. They trust the universe. They believe in themselves. They believe that they can move forward in life and manifest their dreams into reality. And whoever they were working with in a relationship, a work group, a friendship group, a family, sibling, whatever, love relationship, whoever some people were working with in a relationship weren't willing to trust the universe and believe in themselves that they could do all these things. Instead of learning the lesson that they were meant to learn, which is I can let go of old foundational ways of being. I don't have to cling to the world or my pride or my ego or my fear or my insecurity. But sometimes people do, because we build these towers that we stay within, that they make us feel safe and secure, that we don't have to put ourselves out there then. And so sometimes the towers that people build, their structures that they hide within to make them feel safe and secure, is pride and ego, is about looking like a shining star in the 3D world. And if they're not willing to learn the lesson that that is an unstable foundation, We might think it's a stable foundation because if we sit in fear and insecurity, we never have to put ourselves out there. So it makes us feel safe and secure. But eventually, that's not long-term stability. It's like a short-term solution. But, the thing is, we're all where we're at the moment in time. And even if we're in relationships with people who are loving and supportive and encouraging of us, if we don't believe in ourselves, to believe that we can take the slow, steady steps forward to manifest our dreams into reality because we don't have confidence in ourselves or whatever it is that we think that holds us back, we will be unwilling to believe in ourselves and trust the universe that we can do it. And we will kind of be a fool and we'll repeat past patterns of deciding to hide in our pride and ego and keep staying in our own unstable foundation and aligning with people in our life who might appeal to our prideful nature, our fearful nature, our insecure nature, our egotistical, selfish, greedy nature, indulgent nature, immature nature, because they also hide within that type of foundational way of being. So some people will be a fool to align with other people who operate from pride and ego instead of love. So those of you who might have dealt with someone who just acted prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, whatever it was, it ended up shedding light on their foundation. You had hoped that they would keep moving forward with you in Virgo energy, that they would go within to gain insight and wisdom about their fears, their insecurity, their past pain and heartbreak, and, why they are tempted to keep repeating patterns of the past that really aren't conducive to them having the life that they deserve to have. But, we got to accept that people are where they're at. And if they're just not ready at this time to move forward with you in the way that you're ready to move forward, you wish them peace and hope that, the universe will take care of them and try to teach them the lessons that they need to learn so that hopefully one day they will be willing to go within to gain insight and wisdom so that they can move forward and believe that they can manifest their dreams into reality and and choose love, choose happiness. But right now, if they're not willing to move forward with you, you are tempering your pride and ego about the fact that, you wish you were working on a foundation with this person or these people, whoever they are, hoping that it would be a long-term stable relationship that would lead to long-term happiness and happy family. But light was shed that someone or a group of people, whoever it was, that they don't have that stable foundation within them right now, and light was shed on that. So that relationship had to be let go of, and you are trusting the universe. You're still believing in your dreams and what can be. You've learned the lesson that you are meant to learn from this, that, it can just be that some people are foolish, some people are immature, some people are all about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego. And you just have to learn the lesson to accept that people are where they're at, but that you deserve to keep moving forward in your life. And you invest your time, energy, and effort in facing the future. You don't want to repeat patterns of the past. You've learned the lessons you're meant to learn from those life experiences. And you are going to offer your resources to believe in yourself in Gemini, Virgo energy, to believe that you can manifest your dreams into reality and have relationships with people who've also learned those lessons, who choose to believe in love and hope and faith and belief. People who are willing to let go of their old ways of being, maybe of pride and ego, that keep them from being equally reciprocal and loving and kind and treating other people as they would like to be treated. Because when we operate more from our pride and ego, we're not choosing to be loving. either because we're selfish or we're greedy or we're immature or we're fearful or we're insecure. And they're not willing, well, they haven't learned the lesson that, and they haven't invested the time, energy, and effort to go within and self reflect about what makes me be prideful and egotistical. Probably, why aren't we all bold and confident and brave enough to move forward in our life? To be authentically ourself in Leo energy, to be bold and brave and temper our fearful, insecure, prideful, egotistical nature. Probably because we've been hurt before and it kicked us into our pride and ego and we're afraid of being hurt again. Some people haven't done the work within in Virgo energy to stabilize their own foundation, and they can't, maybe don't feel like they can weather emotional storms, that if they were to move forward with people, that what if something happened, then it would maybe feel like it would completely disrupt their foundation. So we just have to accept that if people haven't done that work to believe that they can weather emotional storms, they're not ready until they get tired of sitting in their pride or ego or self defensiveness and are willing to take some bold, confident action. To Aries energy is about willing to let go of old ways of being, to be willing to start new. Until they're willing to do that and go within to gain some insight and wisdom. And there's some people who never want to self reflect. They never want to shed light on any of their past behavior, on the behavior of anybody in the past who hurt them, and see the truth of the situation. Some people never choose to do that. That's why we don't wait for those people. We wish them peace, but we keep moving forward because we only have a finite time to live on this earth, right? And to choose love every day and to believe in yourself is a free will choice. And, we can't make other people believe those things and believe in those things. They have to be willing to go within and say, why don't I believe in myself? Why don't I choose to be open and honest and loving? Until they do that work within themselves, sadly, they're going to keep repeating patterns of the past and kind of feel like they're in an unstable foundation within themselves. The people who, some of you might make an offer to a Gemini, someone who you think you can have long-term happiness with, because they are also people who don't cling to the past, people who've done the work within to shed light. They don't operate from pride and ego or fear or insecurity. They don't self-sabotage. They're not codependent. They're not greedy and selfish and gossipy. There are people who have decided, I'm going to temper that beastly nature of myself. We all have free will. We can choose to be in our lower emotions and thoughts of greed, envy, jealousy, insecurity, self-pity, or we can choose, I'm not going to do that. It's a waste of my time and energy. Why would I choose to live my life that way? Why do I live my life that way? I choose better for myself. And those ways of thinking and believing about myself and having these negative feelings about other people, I'm going to focus on myself and building up my own foundation so that I believe in myself and I can have the happiness that maybe I'm jealous and envious about other people having. Well, we got to do the work. Maybe other people are manifesting love and happiness in their life because those people have done the work not to be in those lower emotions and lower thoughts of pity and jealousy and greed and selfishness, and it has to be all about me and it has to be my way. Maybe those people have learned the lesson to temper their beastly nature to be just and fair and balanced. They offset those shadowy ways of being with being loving and kind and encouraging within themselves so that they then can be loving and kind to other people because they're not operating from those lower vibrational emotions and thoughts. They're not investing their time and energy anymore into being upset. They're like, I've turned my back on that. I'm letting that way of being go. I'm going to go within to gain insight and understanding about myself so I can believe that I can align with love and hope and faith and belief in myself so that I can be happy. Then I can let go of those old ways of being, and then I can go work with other people who choose to be happy because I'm no longer operating from that shadowy way of being. The people who chose to harness these energies in a shadowy way, you are being strong about the fact that someone you were working with took a risk to not learn their lessons. And when we think I can do it the way I want to do it without being loving and open and emotionally vulnerable and treating other people as I would like to be treating, being just and fair, I think I can do it the way I want to do it. So they're harnessing shadowy Virgo energy. They're saying, I think I can I can focus on the world, basically. I can focus on money, materialism, status, image, and all be viewed as successful in the world. I don't have to do love. Some of those people might think that they can manipulate other people in order to get what they want and create an illusion around the fact that they have an unstable foundation. So make sure that's not you. If someone took a risk to be in their pride and ego and that didn't work out for them, they might now think that they want to come back and try to get in a relationship with you. And they can just create the illusion that, oh, I was foolish, but that didn't work out. Now I want to come be in a relationship with you. You would have to listen to your intuition. For some of you, if it was an intimate relationship, you might just be like, no, I've turned my back on you. That's over. You wrote yourself out of that story. You took a risk to move forward with your own plan. You might have been manipulated by someone else who was operating out of their pride and ego, wanted you to come get in a relationship with them and to let a high vibe, loving relationship go. And in their pride and ego, they wanted you to come get in a relationship with them. They maybe offered you things of the world, drugs, sex, rock and roll, money, materialism, to get you to come in a relationship with them. But it was all an illusion. They created the illusion. It would be long-term happiness with them. And oh, you found out that was a lie? But that's what happens when you listen to your more selfish, greedy nature. If you are working together with people who were brave and strong and moving forward and wanting to manifest love and happiness with you, and you, because someone else maybe appealed to your prideful, egotistical, materialistically based way of being, you said, I'm going to listen to the devil whispering in my ear. I'm going to go, I think I can get everything I want without having to learn my lessons, without having to grow and mature myself. I think I can go get in a relationship and just keep doing things the way I've always done it. Well, that was basically the devil whispering in your ear, saying, you can be selfish, you can be greedy, you can just work with what the world gives you. You don't have to be loving, you don't have to learn lessons. You can be in your pride and ego. Come on over here. And then people go to do that and they find out that they were manipulated. The devil lies. The devil says, oh, you'll be happy. Just focus on money and materialism. Be selfish, be greedy, be prideful, be arrogant. It's a lie. It's going to leave you. It might give you a lot of money, image, status, materialism, whatever. It might indulge you. It might give you the drug, sex, rock and roll, booze, whatever it was that you wanted, that tempted you. But it always leaves you feeling very unstable because it's not based on love. You're not proud of yourself. You didn't act with character and integrity. You were selfish. You were greedy. You were prideful. And if some of those people did that and it didn't work out, and it's really destabilizing them right now, really shaking up their foundation, some of those people might want to come back to the loving people, but did they really learn their lesson? was light shed on their foundation, that they were a fool and they were prideful, they were egotistical, they were selfish, self-centered. Shadowy Leo energy can be all those things. Have they learned their lesson? Well, the first thing they need to do is learn to start manifesting happiness within themselves, to rebuild their own foundation. Sometimes people in their shadow energy are codependent and they think, oh, it's always looking to people outside of them to like heal them, make them feel better, make them feel safe and secure, make them feel emotionally stable. The lesson in life is to learn that we're the only one who can truly repair our own foundation. Other people, if this person had been in a relationship with you before and you were strong and brave and inspired and logical, practical, grounded, stable, you paid attention to the details, you were trying to manifest love and happiness, and this person let it go, why would it be any different this time? People who haven't worked on their own foundation to believe in themselves and learn how to be happy within themselves are never going to be happy in a relationship, even with loving people. That fear, that insecurity, the pride, the ego, it's kind of like, it's like pride and ego. Like, I don't have to do the work within my own foundation. Can I just get in relationships with people and be happy? Won't I be happy? It's like, no. Until you do the work within yourself to deal with what makes you create illusions in relationships, what makes you unwilling to put in work and effort to self-reflect about yourself and your own foundation, or foundations that you came from that maybe instilled pride or ego in you that made you think that you don't have to learn your lessons. People don't want to be in relationships with people who just create illusion, who try to, if you haven't done the work to offset your own prideful, fearful, insecure, selfish, greedy, self-centered nature, it's always creating an illusion in a relationship. You're just hiding the fact that you're tipped out of balance into selfishness, fear, insecurity, greed, pride, and you want other people to indulge you being that way. Until you work on your own foundation and have learned to have good boundaries against your own selfish, greedy, prideful, fearful, emotionally defensive, self-centered nature, where you have gotten yourself balanced to believe that it isn't all about me. If I'm going to be in relationships with other people, it's only just and fair that I treat other people as I would like to be treated, that I am disciplined within myself to not be selfish and greedy and prideful and arrogant and self-centered, wanting it to be all about me and for people to indulge me in a relationship. I should have offset those ways of being within myself, saying, I, out of self-love and self-respect, can do better than my worldly, beastly nature. I can discipline myself. I hold myself accountable for my actions. And I choose to be someone who acts from a higher perspective with character, integrity, honesty. I want to feel proud of myself because proud of myself for acting with character and integrity. Not like this false pride of like, oh, I don't have to do work and effort. I'm like perfect. Other people should just indulge me in relationships. I'm like so smart. I can emotionally manipulate people to get them to do what I want in a relationship so I can indulge myself in it. Well, that's rude and selfish. You're either loving or you're not. You're either trying to emotionally manipulate people or you're being truthful and honest. And you're self-disciplined within yourself because you respect other people and think life isn't just all about you. So, just depends on where you're at in the story. Some of you, this tower moment already happened, a major disruption in your life, and you had to temper your fears, your insecurity, your pride and ego because you thought, I mean, some people it's just that, not like it's just, but, you could have lost a job and that instilled a lot of fear in you. For others, it was a relationship, a friendship, a family dynamic, maybe something really disrupted something in a family dynamic. The tower can be sudden change. And, in order to not let that drag us down into fear or insecurity or negative thinking, we need to dig deep and we need to calm our fears, our insecurities. If it was that we lost a job, a relationship ended, we got to temper our pride and ego, or if a friend rejected us and decided whatever, you can fill in the story, I'm sure. You had to dig deep to believe in yourself and to believe in yourself and your dreams and what could be. You have hope and faith and belief. Positive Aquarius energy is about having hope and faith and belief in healing, believing in your dreams. And so you're trusting the universe that the divine has a plan for your life. You're facing the future. You're taking the lessons you were meant to learn from this life experience, because life is all about going on this soul journey to learn lessons about ourselves, about others, how we're strong, how we're brave if we keep believing in ourselves. Just like the divine is trying to manifest its dream for humanity into reality, and it doesn't let anything stop it. Human beings can do whatever they want, and the divine's like, I can work with that. We need to harness that same type of energy, that whatever comes my way, I can overcome it. Everything that happens to me, I can learn the lesson I was meant to learn about it. If that's to learn that some people are atrocious, some people are selfish and greedy, some people are extremely try to cause destruction in other people's lives because they self-sabotage themselves. Sometimes they don't like that other people seem to be brave and strong, and they try to do things, take risks in relationships in order to try to self-sabotage them. I want you to feel the way I feel. Why don't you feel the way I feel? Why am I in insecurity and fear or enslaved to the world, thinking I have to try to get everybody to approve of me, and I feel like I have to live my life by wearing this and driving that, and my whole life is consumed by those things? Why aren't you consumed by those same things? And sometimes people who are like that try to bring destruction, sadly, into other people's lives because they have emotionally self-sabotaged their own life because of the things that they cling to in the world that aren't love. They cling more to their mind and their fear and their insecurity than they cling to the love that they could choose free willingly to cling to, but they didn't. And they might be people who cling to those things either because they're either self-absorbed, prideful, saying it's not love that heals it. Everybody else is supposed to heal me. I'm supposed to be able to be in relationships and be the way I want to be, and everybody's supposed to indulge me. I'm greedy. I don't have to do the work, or I'm very materialistically, and that's why I cling to the world and am enslaved by image and status and money and materialism. And then they try to empower themselves and feel powerful within themselves by gossiping about other people because that makes them feel better about themselves. You can either do the work within yourself to empower yourself where you don't feel a need to gossip about other people, because if other people are down on their luck, you're not quote unquote better than them because they're down on their luck. People outside of you have nothing to do with your worth and value, but other people who don't operate from their pride and ego because they have a very unstable emotional foundation and haven't learned how to encourage and believe in themselves, their way of presenting themselves in the world is all based on illusion of, look at me and my pride and ego. I have a very unstable foundation. I haven't chose to cling to loving myself and believing myself, so I gossip about all you other people because that makes me feel better than you. And it lasts as long as there's other people in the world who are don't seem to be doing as well as them or presenting as good of an image as they are, illusion that they're presenting in the world. But, and part of a way of them feeling powerful is by somehow trying to destroy other people's lives so that they can be like, haha, look at how much inner conflict I caused them. Look how much I hurt them. Sad, right? It's like a shallow victory. It's not a long-term victory. It's nothing that's going to sustain them long-term. So, whatever kind of situation you dealt with, if you realize you're hanging around people who are trying to self-sabotage you, some people could have taken a risk to not move forward with you, to be in their pride and ego, to let this relationship go because they don't want to do the relationship the way you want to do it. In order to move forward with you the way you want to do it is love. Excuse me, I gotta drink water. You want people to grow up. You want people to be loving and kind and respectful, to treat you as they want to be treated. And they don't want to do life that way. So they took a risk to say, I'm going to operate from my pride and ego. I'm going to let this relationship go. And they're hoping, excuse me, that it will so disrupt your foundation that you'll tip into your fear, your insecurity, your codependency, that instead of moving forward with your own plan and believing in yourself and doing the work it takes to believe in yourself and believe that you can manifest happiness, that you'll be willing to be a fool and come towards them again. It's like, okay, I'll stay in this unstable foundation with you, or you're prideful and egotistical and selfish and greedy and unloving and unkind and disrespectful and all the other icky things that could go with it, and not move forward on your own. That's the only reason why people try to emotionally manipulate people and be prideful and egotistical. For one, they either, I want to go do something else in my selfishness, or because I don't want to learn the lessons that you want me to learn. I don't want to go within. I don't believe in myself. I might still want to be in a relationship with you because you might be loving and nurturing and kind and committed and all those good things. But I'm going to take a risk to really upset your foundation so that maybe you'll decide to be in a relationship with me the way it is, because now you don't believe in yourself anymore either. Just like me. You come get in a relationship with me and let me be in my pride and ego. So that could be it. Some of them took a risk to go get in a relationship with someone else, and they're going to move forward with that relationship because that relationship can bring them the things of the world that they value more than love. Oh, we can move forward. We'll have money, material. I think this one will give me money, materialism, status, and image. Those are the things I value, not love. And I'm going to create an illusion that I'm happy with that person. Maybe because they have a very unstable foundation, and if the person they're taking a risk to go towards is someone who said, if you take a risk to come towards me, I will offer you money or materialism or status or image. All you have to do is pretend you're happy in a relationship with me. And some people are like, okay, I'll do that. You're going to give me those things of the world that I want, drugs, sex, rock and roll, money, materialism, status, image. Okay, I'll do that. I'll pretend I'm happy with you. Some people who made this type of offer to someone could be someone in their pride and ego who's very competitive. I see you might have been working towards having love and happiness in your life, maybe with other people. I'm very competitive. I want you to let go of that because I'll offer you things of the world. They offer you love. You're going to have to learn lessons with those people. You're going to have to believe in yourself and believe that you can manifest your dreams into reality. Well, we're all kind of tempted in the 3D world, right? To think that, isn't it about being surrounded by luxury in life and having status and image and money, materialism? And someone who might have been very prideful, competitive, said, I'll offer you the things of the world if you will let go of the people in your life who are loving, maybe a Gemini and a Pisces, or people who believe in themselves, who are loving and happy. I don't know if that'll get you to your long term goal in a worldly nature. I don't know if that'll give you the money and materialism that you want, or the status and image in the 3D world. And if you're kind of prideful and competitive in the 3D world, and I make you a materialistic offer, maybe you'll want to come get in a relationship and let that relationship go. So for some of you, that's happening right now. For some of you, it already happened. For some people, they went to go towards that relationship and it ended up crashing and burning, because even the person who might have made them an offer just did it out of pride and ego. I just wanted to see if you'd let go of that loving relationship to come get in a relationship with me. I was just manipulating you. I just created the illusion that we'd have a long-term relationship. I never planned to do that. I try, yeah. And somebody was a fool and they went and got in a relationship for that reason. They could have left that relationship and then thought if they stayed over here in their pride and ego, that you other people that they left behind, that they let go of a relationship with, thinking maybe that you'd come and get in a relationship with them again. But if you didn't, could have been a tower moment for that person. I was like, shit, I thought that if the other relationship didn't work out, that those other people would come back because they'd want to be in a relationship with me. So they're quite full of themselves, thinking that they have things that would make people want to be in a relationship with them, regardless of how they treat people. So now this person might have to be strong about the fact that they're going to have to make an offer to the person who maybe manipulated them before and stay in that relationship, which I think is just and fair. If they left loving people and took a risk to go get in a relationship with someone else, they don't deserve to be in a relationship with loving people. They deserve to be in a relationship with someone just like themselves. Someone else who creates illusion in the world. Someone else who's prideful and egotistical. Someone else who's self-centered and egotistical and manipulative and just likes to create illusion in the world. And the two of them can be in a relationship together, trying to create the illusion that they're happy, but really it's because they weren't ever willing to learn their lessons to stabilize their own foundation. The people that they had the opportunity to do the work within, to be stable and grounded and practical and believe in themselves and be loving and kind, those people moved on. Those people right now might have someone who either they're making an offer to or someone else is making them an offer to say, I see you're someone who seems to have let go of that former relationship. And I see you've been strong and brave and believing in yourself, and I just wanted to wait until I knew you were really done with that other relationship. And now that I see you're done with it, I think we could manifest happiness together. And that also could be a tower moment for the people who thought, I can take foolish risks in my pride and ego. I can just go dally in whatever I want to go dally in, and I can just come back whenever I want. And it could be a disruption to their foundation to see that you're really moving forward and manifesting your dreams into reality, with or without other people. Being happy is a state of mind. and what you choose to invest your time, energy, and effort into. But some of you might be having a new relationship, or you're just happy in your life, and the other people are like, oh, aren't you gonna take a risk to instead want to be with me? And my pride and ego is like, no, I've moved on. So now the people who didn't have people enabling their poor behavior are going to maybe have to settle for being in relationships with people just like themselves. Let's go see what these people were thinking. Tell us about the person who took a risk to repeat patterns of the past. And some people could have taken a risk to move away from people who harnessed high vibe Virgo energy, people who have resolved their issues and their past pain and heartbreak with the past, people who have learned lessons, people who are willing to move forward, and other people turn their back on those type of people. Let's see, the order is, yep. Some people decided to, they found the relationship they were in that wanted to move forward, to learn and grow and mature and manifest love and happiness. Those people found that unfulfilling. It's not aligned with what they're driven by. Some of them could have said, I just want to go be a player. Knight of Wands is like a player energy. I want to be a player and I want to be single. I want to, maybe there was someone from their past, maybe a Leo, but someone who had to walk away from something else in their life. And this person's like, oh, I want to go take sexual action towards that person. Because in order to move forward with the people I am in a relationship with, I'd have to be willing to walk away from my old ways of being that don't really bring me emotional wish fulfillment, because it's selfish, greedy, prideful, egotistical, whatever. I'd have to learn to educate myself about looking at life as an adventure to be lived, and I'd have to be willing to walk away from those old ways of being to become independent of the world and to know my worth and value in Nine of Pentacles Virgo energy. I would have to be independent of my pride, my prideful, egotistical ways, my fearful, insecure ways. I would have to learn to let go of that unstable foundation to become more independent. I'd have to let go of other foundations that I might cling to in my life for my sense of stability and security, maybe walk away from some people in my life who are prideful, egotistical, competitive, more about image and status, and I would have to become independent of them in order to move forward with loving people and to manifest my own dreams into reality. And some people don't want to walk away from old foundations in their life, old ways of being in their life, to learn their worth and value, to go live the life they deserve. They're like, no, I'm just going to keep repeating the patterns of the past. And if there's someone I know that had to walk away from something and I can maybe take a risk to go try to take sexual action towards them, I'll go do that instead. And maybe we can just keep repeating patterns of the past where we can operate from pride and ego and fear and insecurity or materialism. And I never have to learn my lessons and move forward in love. I can be in a relationship where it's about illusion and manipulating people to get what I want. Tell us about this Leo energy in their past. Well, for one, if they think they could get in a relationship with this person, it might be because they're someone who doesn't take risks in their life and doesn't trust the universe. They might be someone who could have a lot of luxury in life, that they view that person as being very surrounded by luxury. And it's like, perfect. You don't like to take risks and trust the universe either. And you operate maybe more from your pride and ego, and you seem to be surrounded by luxury in life, yeah, I'll come get in a relationship with you. Let's go see what was their long-term plan in this relationship. That they would try, well, they made a final decision. I'm going to align with the world, not love, not hope, not faith, because I am defensive. I am defensive to taking creative, inspired action in my life, to have hope and faith and belief in myself and the divine to bring my dreams into reality. I'm going to work with what the world says to work with. Okay, tell us about this illusion that they're going to create or trying to manipulate. A third party. Because they are someone who tries to manipulate people. That's their truth. It isn't about love. It's not about equal give and take. It's about using their emotions in relationships to emotionally manipulate people to get what they want. Tell us about how they view happiness. Ignoring love and moving forward with working with the world instead. Now, some people would prefer to be in a relationship with someone they don't even love, because that way which isn't that weird? It's like, well, I won't get hurt that way. It's like, but aren't you hurting yourself every day being in a relationship with someone you don't love? For other people, for some people, they could have taken a risk to go get in a relationship with someone, but the person they went to go get in a relationship with was unwilling to move forward with them. So this person had to walk away. And they're single. They still want to be in a relationship with that person, maybe because that person has money and materialism. So be careful. They might try to approach some of you to use as a pawn in their manipulation game. They're going to try to manipulate someone. They're still looking back at the person in their past, because if this person's still in shadowy energy, they still want to repeat patterns of the past. They want to be in relationships with people based on money, materialism, pride, ego. And they're hoping that if they make an offer to someone else, that maybe the person they back here who they really want to be in a relationship will feel that they've missed an opportunity, and this person will disrupt their foundation, and the person will make them that money offer that they want. So you just got to listen to your intuition. You might know that some people are very materialistically based, very prideful, very egotistical, very emotionally manipulative in relationships. Don't let that person try to come back and use you as a pawn in their game. If they do approach you, you might speak your truth and say, I believe in my dreams and I'm happy in my foundation. I will have long-term happiness without you. You are someone who ignored love in my past, and I've moved on from that. And that could be a tower moment for them. It's like, but I need to get in a relationship with you to manipulate that other person back there who, for some reason, was defensive of moving forward in a relationship with me, but they have money and materialism, and I want them in a relationship, and I need to play them off of someone. It's like, well, you need to go play them off of someone else, because I'm not doing that. We all repeat patterns of the past. If any of you have been people who kind of repeated patterns of the past because you took a risk to get out of a relationship with loving people because you still had lessons to learn, you might have repeated some past patterns with people who are very prideful, because that's maybe what you grew up with. And that's kind of how you viewed love, with the Empress kind of being mother energy, which can be how we perceive love. If you, sometimes it can be hard, if we haven't healed from our past pain and heartbreak of people who hurt us or didn't give us the love and nurturing or whatever, or, we kind of define love a certain way. Some people can define love as, you know, however you grew up thinking it was. Oh, they're abusive. Oh, I know how to work with people who are alcoholics or drug addicts. Or, oh, I know how to work with, it's kind of like I know how to work in that environment. Or I know how to work with people who are kind of prideful and egotistical and more materialistically focused. Working with people who are loving and kind and nurturing, I feel out of my element. And if you weren't willing to go within to figure out why do I have a problem moving forward with those type of people, you could have repeated some patterns of your past. If you found that, people repeat patterns of the past until they learn their lessons and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be in relationships with people like this anymore. I deserve better than that. I find it emotionally unfulfilling. I'm going to walk away and I'm going to educate myself. Sagittarius energy is about higher learning. I'm going to take some creative action, inspired action in my life to educate myself about what it means to know my worth and value. To know that I deserve better than to keep repeating patterns of the past with people who might be like how I define love or knew love in my past. But, I want to heal my past pain and heartbreak because maybe those people in my past really disrupted my foundation because they were unstable. They were emotionally manipulative. They were passive aggressive. They're defensive, whatever their issue is. And I am going to offer love to myself to become independent of my past so that I can move forward, that I can be with more healthy people. And I have to give myself the love, the compassion, the forgiveness, the respect, the kindness, the gentleness that I wish people from my past that had really maybe destabilized my own foundation. And I've got to get stable and grounded within myself. And I need to put in the work and effort, the time and energy to know my own worth and value from a place of self-love. And when you've learned that lesson, or other people in the world have learned that lesson, they're people who are willing to hold people of their past accountable for themselves, hold themselves accountable for their own actions and ways of being in relationships. That, I was codependent, I was fearful, I was insecure, I didn't know my worth and value. Those people were selfish, those people were greedy, those people were unloving. We learn the lesson. We hold everyone accountable for their actions. And we learn to have good boundaries. Sagittarius energy again, and 9 of Wands. We learn to realize that we need to have good boundaries. Sometimes the very type of people in our life who hurt us before, betrayed us before, are people that we can still be drawn towards because of that wound. And if we keep offering ourselves that invest time, energy, and effort into being loving to ourselves, treating ourselves with compassion and forgiveness and kindness and gentleness, that it's like, I don't have to get in a relationship with people like that again. I don't have to repeat those patterns. I can face the future. And even though I'm kind of tempted to be in relationships with people like that, I've learned to have good boundaries, because I might be tempted to be in a relationship like that in my pride and ego to try to make people like that pick me this time. That's us being in our pride and ego. I'm going to make people like that love me. And we have to say, I've got to accept that people are the way they are. And if I'm going to try to convince people who are prideful, ego, selfish, greedy, indulgent, immature, self-sabotaging, whatever, to love me, good luck. Why pick such a hard battle? How about we wait till those people have learned their lessons, and if we meet them sometime in our future, it'll be great. Oh, I'm so glad that you overcame, your fears, your insecurities, your pride, your ego, your selfishness, your greed, your emotionally manipulative, prideful ways. we'd be happy we need more loving, happy people in the world, right? Because hurt people hurt people. And we need to quit being tempted by the very type of people who hurt us in our past and say, I'm going to learn to have good boundaries against my shadow nature that tells me that if I get in a relationship with people like that, it'll help heal that wound. It's like, no, it won't. That's a lie. It'll just dig in there and make a bigger crater than there was before, because it's trying to tell you that it all comes from within yourself, of knowing your worth and value, that you deserve to treat yourself in those loving, positive ways. So you will have discipline within yourself to not be tempted to get in relationships with people like that. Because it all comes from within. And you will start to believe you can manifest your dreams into reality because you're operating from a foundation of love. 3 of Cups, Cancer energy of self-love. And you've seen the truth. There is no one outside of you that really, truly makes you know. They'll try to teach you the lesson to make you realize, for you to see the truth, that you are the one who has to realize your worth and value. You are the one. It's not to look to outside yourself to get other people to love you, that will heal you. It comes from you loving you that heals you. And you become happy when you think of the relationships of the past that didn't work out, that you take that cup of love that the divine is saying is yours every day to choose, to say, I choose to be in the energy of love and peace and joy and appreciate my present moment and the people in my life and the simple things I do in my life that bring me peace and happiness and joy. It's a free will choice to choose love. And when you choose that I'm no longer giving my time, energy, and attention to people of my past who didn't love me, I don't have to heal that wound with them or people like them. I can choose to accept love within myself and give myself the love that I need so that I can move forward and have the stable, abundant life I deserve. And that is when the old foundations of feeling that those were the people that provided me a sense of stability and security. Those are the people that I need to have love me. That false sense of security is let go because you've learned the lesson. It all comes from within you choosing, making the free will choice every day to choose love and happiness and joy within yourself, focusing your time, energy, and effort in the things you do in your life daily, and appreciating the people in your life who choose to be loving and kind and reciprocating, and the people of the past become a distant memory. Why would I invest time, energy, and effort and emotions and thoughts into people who weren't willing to work with me cooperatively? If they are prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, controlling, competitive, worldly, that's what they choose. There's different strokes for different folks, and everybody has free will, and it's just to see the truth that it doesn't have anything to do with your worth and value. You don't need people like that in your life to be happy. So some people are moving forward based on how they view life, and life is all about living a life of illusion, operating from pride and ego. Look, we're happy, but it's all based on illusion or indulgence or money and materialism. It isn't love. It's based on more immaturity, self-indulgence, pride, and ego. Let them have that life. You go have the life you're meant to live with people who are loving and kind and giving, you know? So, the random quote calendar flip says, don't be afraid to fail. Learn from your failures and go on to the next challenge. It's okay if you're not, it's okay. If you're not failing, you're not growing. July 25th. You know, we all learn lessons. Sometimes we can be a fool, and we need to get kind of repeat those patterns until we finally see the truth of it, that, oh my gosh. And that's when our Leo energy rises up within us and says, I deserve so much better than this. I am going to quit being a fool, trying to get prideful, egotistical, emotionally manipulative, selfish, greedy, whatever type of people to love me. I am going in Libra Taurus energy. I'm going to bring the justice to my life that I deserve. I'm going to put in the hard work and effort to offset my own fears and insecurities and take the creative, inspired, loving action I need to take in my own life to trust the universe. I'm going to walk away from old people in my life that it's unfulfilling to be in a relationship with them. I'm going to walk away from my old ways of being and thinking and perceiving about myself that don't bring me the emotional wish fulfillment I want. And I'm going to learn to know my worth and value, and invest the time, energy, and effort to know my own damn worth and value, to go get the damn life I deserve out of self-love. I'm going to take the damn lesson and call judgment on people in my past who were defensive of moving forward because they're fearful, they're afraid, they're prideful, they're egotistical, they don't want to be emotionally vulnerable. Whatever, peace out. I'm learning to have good boundaries to you. I'm going to make offers to people who seem to believe that they can manifest their dreams into reality because they come from a foundation of love. They have seen the truth, that life's about taking risks, about being emotionally vulnerable, not staying in your pride and ego and defensiveness and fear and insecurity because you're so afraid of being hurt. We might get hurt. It's part of life. We learn lessons. We move on. Then you're going to have happiness. And there's probably going to be some other people in your past who feel that they missed an emotional opportunity because they chose the more worldly, prideful, emotionally defensive path to look victorious in the world. Look, I have money and status and image. But they're living an illusion, a life of illusion, because they don't dare be emotionally vulnerable in the world. And it's like, well, you're lost. And they might feel that they missed an opportunity because they all, when we don't choose love, we do miss an opportunity, and you don't want to miss it. If those people are free willingly making that choice, peace, I'm moving on. I will not miss the opportunity to be in loving, creative, inspired, giving, open relationships. I will not get stuck in the same sticky web that you got caught up in because of your pride, your fear, your insecurity. I'm going to go live life. So there you go, Aquarius energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.